This is the Oppo R15, and it is Oppo's latest contender for the mid-range market in 2018. If you haven't already heard about Oppo, the Chinese company makes smartphones catering to various markets, from the low-end Oppo A series phones to the R series, and they also have their flagship line, the Oppo Find series. The company is under BBK Group, who owns smartphone brands like Vivo and OnePlus. Is the device worth it? This is my review of the Oppo R15. All things aside, this phone is beautiful. With the glass sandwich construction, this phone screams premium despite being a mid-ranger. At only 7.4mm thick, the phone consists of an aluminium frame with a glass back, which you would expect to be slippery. However, in my use case, I find that handling the phone isn't as difficult and slippery as other glass sandwich smartphones, which is probably due to how the R15 have a more boxy and squarish design. The device feels extremely great in the hands due to how the aluminium frame and the glass back blends together seamlessly. Do note though, the phone is huge, so it may be a little difficult to handle for some. The variant that I have with me is the Nebula Purple color, which is more of a indigo black. The other color variants of the Oppo R15 includes Rouge Red. The colors was designed by an American industrial designer, Karim Rashid. The phone looks visually stunning overall, and it never failed to attract attention when I was using it outside. Of course, the most prominent thing about the display is the notch. This seems to be the most prominent feature of smartphones in 2018, with recent Android devices like the OnePlus 6 featuring it. Many argue that the notch is simply ugly, and some even may avoid buying a phone altogether simply because of the fact that the phone has a notch. To me, I feel that the notch is just a bridge towards phones having a full-screen display. I strongly believe that full-screen smartphones should hit the mainstream market soon. However, for the R15, the notch isn't too large and distracting, and I feel that Oppo has done a good job here. The Oppo R15 boasts a 1080p 6.28-inch 19:9 ratio full-screen AMOLED display. It fills the entire frame of the device, only leaving a small bezel at the bottom. Despite being only 1080p, I feel that the screen is of excellent quality and everything looks sharp and vivid on the screen. From sharp images to crisp text, everything you throw on this display will look beautiful. I honestly do not see the need for higher resolution displays. On the inside, the non-Pro version of the R15 which I have here is powered by the MediaTek Helio P60, which is one of the latest mid-range mobile processors from MediaTek. It also gets 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, which is a hefty amount considering the fact that it is only a mid-range device. The device flies through everyday tasks such as browsing the web, checking for emails, using social media, chat applications, casual gaming, and more. The device feels smooth and never fails to slow down, no matter what I throw at it. I feel that we are at an age where smartphones don't need the latest and greatest to run smoothly, as shown on the Oppo R15. The R15 is a well-rounded device that has the raw processing power, storage, and performance for the average users out there. The Oppo R15 is running on Oppo's latest ColorOS 5 Experience skin, which is on top of the latest Android 8.1 software. This new version has better AI engine, faster face unlock, packs new navigation gestures, and more. Needless to say, it feels polished and well thought out. However, I'm not a big fan of Chinese Android skins. Little things like having no app drawers and having complicated settings menus make the phone a little cumbersome to navigate. It isn't bloated by any means, but it ain't stock Android. Some of the notable features of ColorOS includes a nifty full-screen multitasking feature, which gives you the ability to multitask efficiently on your device by having floating windows of different apps. We also have other software quirks such as having full-screen gestures in order to take advantage of the large bezel-less display, and having a dedicated game acceleration mode, which helps to boost the performance of the phone during games and intensive tasks. Overall, the software on the R15 feels nice and well-rounded, and I feel that it is a great skin. It may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I strongly believe some people will love the added features and simplicity of the software. The UI feels responsive and quick, and it rarely hangs or stutters on me. I really love the smoothness and fluidity of the software, accompanied by the simplicity of how things work in ColorOS. So, let's get to the camera of the device. Of course, this is one of the most talked about features of this phone. From its AI capabilities to its HDR shooting mode, Oppo markets this phone with a heavy emphasis on the camera. Beneath the camera bump, Oppo worked with Sony to create the IMX519 camera sensor, aiming to allow more powerful photo processing capabilities. On the back, we have a 16MP f1.7 main camera sensor, which is accompanied by the 5MP f2.2 secondary camera sensor, which is only used for features like portrait mode and low-light photography. There is no optical stabilization in the cameras, but there is electronic stabilization, which prevents motion blur when taking photos and shaky video footages. What is special about the camera is that it recognizes the scene and displays on screen what the camera feels you are taking a picture of. Ranging from landscape to food to even documents, the camera never fails to correctly predict what I'm about to shoot. Contrast is brilliant and the colors are lively without being too saturated. However, one thing that I noticed is that the dynamic range is weak. You might think turning on the HDR can fix things, but I feel that the HDR photos still lacks dynamic range, and the photos may end up having quite a bit of blown highlights. I would say that it is an excellent camera, considering the fact that the phone is a mid-range device competing in the mid-range market. I do get great results with the camera at times, and I really love some of the photos that come out of this camera. It is definitely more than enough for taking photos for social media and sharing with friends and family. For the front-facing shooter, the 20MP front-facing camera can recognize 296 facial feature points, and can even use software to make beauty edits and adjustments such as changing the skin tone, texture, and color. It can even handle up to 4 faces in the photo. Personally, I would rather have my photos be natural. But hey, some selfie lovers out there will definitely appreciate what this camera can do to beautify their selfies. Now, is this phone's battery strong enough to get you through the entire day? Absolutely. The 3450 mAh battery inside the R15 is powerful enough to power through your daily tasks. From my testing, I managed to get through the entire day with tasks like social media, web browsing, casual gaming, phone calls, Netflix, and more. What I'm most impressed by is the standby time. As I use this phone as a secondary device alongside my main phone, it may sometimes just sit in my bag. However, the battery percentage drop during standby time is very minimal, even similar to the likes of an iPhone, I dare say. This is probably due to battery optimization such as RAM and background activity management in ColorOS. I'm happy that Oppo considered this, as software optimization is often overlooked by manufacturers. The phone also comes with Oppo's fast charging brick, VOOC charging or VOOC charging to be exact. This charging brick and cable allows the phone to charge up extremely quickly, as quick as reaching 75% with only a 30 minutes charge. This makes it really easy for you to top up your battery during the day. Unfortunately, the Oppo R15 doesn't come with a USB-C port like most of the other 2018 devices, but only have a micro USB port. As processors are more and more efficient, I feel that we don't need the latest and greatest flagship device to actually get flagship performance. Even devices like the Oppo R15 is fast enough for everyday use, and yeah, it's a win. So yeah, if you're in the market for a new device, definitely consider this phone, as it is not only at an affordable price, it also packs in the looks, and it looks really stylish and the color just looks beautiful. Anyway, we have come to the end of the Oppo R15 review. If you like this review, do leave me a like down below and subscribe, or should I say smash that subscribe button down below. And I've been trying to produce more videos for you, as I have currently started doing some work outside, so I apparently do not have work-life balance. So yeah, that explains the lack of videos. So thank you all for watching, and subscribe for more content like this one, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Great, it's the end.